What's up, my beautiful Transformdom? This is Ben here in China, and today we're going to do a quick throwback video review on KFC's Phase-4A Transistor, their take on the masterpiece scaled blaster. Now, this guy, right from the get-go, he is molded mostly in completely flat red, so this is the flat red version. There are lots of little paint apps here and there, so let's get right down to it. The face has a white paint and the blue eyes are painted blue. Well, duh. Okay, this is molded in yellow. There's some silver paint apps here on the buttons, the crotch, the forearms, little bit of the yellow paint here. Could use another coating. The red is bleeding a little through. Paint apps at the back. The legs here, got lots of silver paints. Right, detailings here, I think these are chrome, gold, yeah, even the red here is painted, bottom of the feet painted in silver. Pretty good paint all around, nothing that I can really complain. Quality is good also. The knee pads here has some yellow paint, right, and we can see that they could use another layer of yellow paint because the gunmetal is bleeding right through. Other than that, this guy is pretty good. As for articulation, it is pretty good, but there are some KFC quirkiness that goes with every KFC toy. The neck joint is fixed pretty good, right? It doesn't go up and down and it's not loose like the metallic red version. Why doesn't this stick down as it should be? All right. Some of the joints are good, but some of the joints are not so good. For example, this ankles rockers here could be a little tighter. Sometimes I find that the toy will fall back, right? So this joint here is not as strong. I guess it's only supported by a pin strip here. And the thigh swivel is quite loose on the right leg. Yeah, this is the right leg. So here we go. See, it's quite loose as opposed to the other one that's tight. This is quite loose. But if you can get over all these KFC quirkiness, then this is a pretty good figure. So without further ado, let's take a look at this guy with all the other Transformers. Here we have Blaster with the other Autobots, so you can see the scale. He's about the same height with Optimus Prime, so really big figure, much taller than Inferno and Ironhide, Perceptor, Wheelie of course. And I do have a little bit of a conundrum here. The Hot Rod MP28 here is, I think, it's a little too small, right? He's supposed to be a carbot size, but a little larger than a carbot size. So in the movie, you can see that Hot Rod, Cup, you know, they're about the same size. And I always imagine that he's about a little taller than Blaster. So this guy is quite large indeed, much larger than the other carbots. There you have Blaster in the wonderful alt mode, and right from the get-go, I must say, This looks phenomenal. I mean, wow, does it really remind you of the comics or the cartoon or the toy? I think it really does. You got silver paint apps right here, all over in the bot mode, but right here front and center in the alt mode. Of course, you got maybe a bit of paint blemish here, but nothing that will sway me away from loving this alt mode. The front looks phenomenal, top looks quite okay. Bottom, oh my goodness. Yeah, bottom, oh wow. A lot of holes. Well, look at that. Huh? Yeah, this tab doesn't really tap in well, maybe just for me right now. I couldn't be bothered with it. The back still looks quite kibbleish, but we don't look at our toys from the back, right? Yeah, so let's focus on the front. Not much point of articulation here. You've got some fake sliders for the equalizers, fake ports, fake knobs, and a fake power switch. And then you got these fake buttons to play, stop, rewind, forward, record, whatever crap you got. But the only point of articulation is this button here where you can open up the cassette deck. Right, so when you open up the cassette deck, first thing you notice that this wall here recesses in quite deeply. And that's because like MP13, you can put 3 cassette decks in here. So here I have rewind, I don't have any more cassettes, because that's all I got. Whoops, wrong way in. There you go. Close it up. There's a button at the back that can push the wall to the front by 1 slot. And when you open it, you can see there is space for 2 cassettes. Alright? And then I can push the button again at the back. And it will push the wall forward, but it does not push it forward very well. It's supposed to be like this, right, where you can insert 1 cassette in here and it will nicely come out. I think I got it open way too big. There you go. That's supposed to doesn't open quite nicely. And then look at this. There is something wrong with this slot up here, I guess. Maybe there's a slot. I don't know. But anyway, in typical KFC fashion, there's always a little thing that's quite not there. You know? So look at that. When I open it, I didn't even push anything. It just slides out. So that's quite typical of KFC toys. There's always one little thing that's imperfect about it. Adds a lot of character now, that's it. Alright, so there we have Blaster in the alt mode. Let's get him back into the bot mode and do our final thoughts. So, Megatron commands you to transform. So, what are my final thoughts about this guy? Well, if you can accept some of the quirkiness in KFC's toys, in that some of the joints may be a little loose than others, then this guy is pretty good. If you're an early adopter of Blaster, then it's a good deal for you. I don't think we're gonna see Blaster from the official line anytime soon, so this is a good enough stand-in. I do want to make a note that when you do the transformation, it is not necessary to open up the tabs here. Now, let's see if I can do this. Yes, open up the tabs here, okay, and put in the hands, because it's a pain in the butt to get it out. And that's just without instructions. Perhaps the instructions have something else completely different that makes it a whole lot easier to put in and take out. But it is not necessarily to do so because it's all covered up by all these panels over here. So my recommendations is that yes, you should get this guy as a stand-in. All right, it may not really qualify as the perfect masterpiece Blaster simply because this is quite a dated mold, right? The new direction that Megatron has put all of the masterpiece line is now the masterpiece line is headed to a new direction, and that's all I can say. Good enough as a stand-in, probably not the ultimate Blaster that could be. So that's my thoughts. So if you like my video, please hit the sub button, like it, share it, and make your comments in the section below. This is Ben in China signing out, and I'll see you on the flip side.